Public question number 5 will be answered by Laura Garay, who has 3 minutes again, and Dan Jerram, who has 2 for rebuttal. The question is, what is your plan to improve public safety, particularly speeding in the town, on town and roads, in town and on roads? Let me repeat that. What is your plan to improve public safety, particularly speeding on town and roads?
One of the first things I learned 2 years ago when I was elected to the Board of Selectmen was that the #1 complaint in town is speeding. I didn't know that, I wouldn't have thought that, but I guess that is really the #1 complaint in a lot of communities like ours. I mentioned earlier that I think it's important that we partner with organizations or agencies like Department of Transportation, Public Safety, to really come up with some solutions in town. We can't continue to have roads where we are having fatalities on a regular basis. That's a serious concern for our town, and it should be a concern for all of us. One of the things I think we can do is with a partnership and collaborating with other agencies, is putting up more signs, putting up more flashers. A lot of residents come to me and says, why can't we have flashing lights coming into the village from Winstead and from the other side of Route 44? They have it in other towns. I don't know the answer to that, but I think that the answer, because it's a state road, is we have to talk to the state about that. So there are things that we can look toward, and we can look toward the experts, i.e. Department of Transportation and Public Safety, to come up with a plan, because they probably know better than us, and really strategize around what's the best approach. But I definitely think that it is a big concern. Just in the past week, I've heard lights and sirens for emergency vehicles all over town. I saw an accident at the top of 219 and 202, where the truck almost went into the ravine. Thank God we had a guardrail there. So I do see it as a significant issue. We do move the speed solar signs around, but as Eric and I have canvassed this town, most people say, I just want people to slow down on my street. Whether it's Cedar Lane, Steel Road, South Road, 219, wherever we go, it's the same complaint. How can you help us? People are just flying by our houses. So, the public safety folks are the experts. Let's look to the people who truly know the business, and Department of Transportation. Thank you.
Law enforcement and speeding is an expensive proposition. Right now we have 4 constables and 1 state trooper. We used to have more state troopers, but as the state started cutting back that funding, we went to constables because they were taking our state troopers and sending them to other towns to deal with other issues. Our town is a little town that has some larger city problems. And when you talk to our police, what they'll tell you is that when they try to do speed enforcement, the phone rings with something that might be domestic abuse, child abuse, family relations, drugs. We have these issues in this town, okay? And our police are very busy. But when you look at the cycling of the police, we typically only have 1 or 2 policemen on duty at any one time. And we are part of the state system, so when we actually make an arrest, they go to the Canaan barracks and they're gone for what seems to be 3 or 4 hours. When you talk about adding another police officer, which Alesia and I did a few years ago, you're talking about $150,000 to get a car, for the salary, for the training, for the equipment to get them online. That has a huge bump in your taxes. Will we need more police? Yes, we will. Okay? We tend to go, being a small town, when you only have 1 or 2, we have to hire older, experienced guys because it's very difficult to put a young rookie out on the street who needs to be trained, so we have to go for what we consider to be experts. And our guys are experienced, and they do a good job. But what they find is that when they go to the neighborhoods that they get complaints on, they generally find that the people in the neighborhoods that are complaining are the ones that are doing the speeding. Okay? Because we all live these fast-paced lifestyles. We're all up to here, trying to get the kids, trying to get shopping, trying to do things. And it is tough. And we try to find a way, you know that we bought 3 of these variable message signs. We try to do away with everybody getting tickets. We want to get a way to get people to slow down without hitting you with a fee or a ticket or whatever. But it's tough because there's other issues that have to take precedent.